Okay, so we're going to be sketching linear graphs using x and y intercepts. You would recall that a linear equation is y equals mx plus c. But sometimes we are given equations that are written in a different format. So they're written in an intercept format. For example, let's use 3x plus 2y equals 4. You can see that although they look similar, they're not in this form here. So let's have a go at rearranging. So in this case, we have a positive 3 here. So we're going to make it a negative 3. And we're going to do the same to the other side. So a negative 3x. Moving down, we've got 2y up here. And we only want to be left with a y. So we'll go y. And we're going to divide, because there's a times here, we're going to divide the other side by 2 as such. What we're left with then is negative 3x plus 2, and this is over 2. Okay, because 2 divided by 2 here, 2 divided by 4 is 2. Okay, and then we've just carried this whole thing down to here. Okay, so we're left with y equals negative 3x over 2 plus 2. Okay, so as we've known before, this negative 3 over 2 is our gradient. So this is our gradient. And this plus 2 here is our y-intercept. Okay, so basically now we've taken this here and we have now put it into the linear equation form. Okay, so you'll remember from last other videos that when we're trying to work out an x or a y, that if we don't know our x, we assume that it's a 0, and if we don't know our y, we assume that it's also a 0. So in this case, if we look at our equation over here, we can say that our y-intercept, okay, now is 0 because it's 0 and 2. They're our coordinates, okay, because we're saying here, remember we always list x and y. So because we know what our y-intercept is, which is 2, we are now saying that our x is 0 according to this. Okay, so now let's have a go at graphing our equation. Okay, so we know that our y-intercept is 2. So there's our y-axis and there's our number 2 right there. We also know that our gradient is negative 3 over 2. Now remember, when we're looking at our gradient, which is negative 3 over 2, that this is our rise, okay, and this is our run. So we know because it's a negative number, we're actually going to be going down. We also know that our run is 2. Therefore, we can then say that we can move over to 2, okay, and then our rise is negative 3. So it's to here. So it's 1, 2, and 3. So here is our second dot. So if we had a ruler, we could draw a straight line through here. And to label this graph, we go back to our original formula, which is 3x plus 2y equals 4. So there we have graphed using the y-intercept.